everybody. I'll tell you what, it's really sunny out. For a change. We weren't expecting this necessarily, but I'll take it. I got to run out and get some cat litter. And I also forgot to pick something up when I was at Radar Toys. So come with me for a little bit of nerdish here before I go tend to my rather overgrown lawn. Let's get it done. So yeah, sunny today. Don't like it. Got a few stops to make. Gotta go in and get some cat litter though. That's the first thing. Acquisition. Noisy cart. Balls. Not much here, although these GT sets are really nice. I've done a review on those. And this fox body always kind of catches my eye. I don't know why. I'm not a fan, you know? Good Lord. Compensating for something. Never been a fan of engines sticking out of hoods. Sue me. Outside of that, ooh. No cases too hot to solve. Riptide. I'm not a vet fan, but that's neat. That's seriously neat. It's not a Boulevard though, so I don't know what the real cost is on those these days. Pretty cool though. Flame job could be, if you look at this in tight, the flame job could be better. It's kind of cheap, kind of cheesy. I left my regular glass. Oh no, I got my regular glasses. Cool. Switching over. Hey, now I can actually see shit. Cool. I'm gonna kick myself someday for not picking up that mystery machine that had glow-in-the-dark tires and stuff on it. That was fun. But outside of that, nothing really new here. But, oh, come on. So I was not looking for that, but it's exclusive at Walmart. There is a Dragonoid Monster Jam truck. For those who haven't been following, I've done a few shows about Bakugan, but that's not what we're going to look at today. Whether you like it or not, I guess. I think my nephew picked up this Stingray the other day. Whoa. On a mission. For real. That's interesting packaging. And the only one of its kind that I can see. Oh well. Just found a 100 car case for my grandkids, and it was $7. So check your Goodwills, because every once in a while they're gonna have something cool. Speaking of something that's cool, 49 Mercury, even if it does have this whole Beauty and the Beast jive on it. I like it. I don't know if I showed any of these yet. The Banster. Nice artwork though. That's cool. There it is. Anything else in here? Alright, and main lines. Onward. Well, this hasn't gotten any better. The rows are high and tighty. Nothing on the pegs. Not a dang thing. Except stuff we've been looking at for months. Down below, same deal. It's blessedly free of any toys in this aisle, I guess is what you'd have to say. Perfect timing. I just wanted to talk about this Grimlock. It's really cool looking in scorpion form. But it's really light. I don't know if those are, those are like $31 and they do not weigh very much. That doesn't give a lot of customer satisfaction on the other side of it. Flash Hot Pursuit. And that's it. And they're gonna start the music up again real quick, so I guess that's my commentary. Absolutely no Bakugan, hardly at all. Just $10 sets. And no cards. Onward. It's getting to be 12:30, so I assume the people at Radar Toys have had enough coffee and tea and whatever to deal with me. To Radar Toys, and I'll show you this time specifically what I'm going in to get. I want to promote these specific DC Pride comics that have come out for this month. Check them out, which is, what I intend to do. So here we are at the very depressing Fred Meyers. I never see anything good here, but let's go take a look. I guess I gotta go in for that to happen. I'm gonna guess that they do not have any of the cool combis. Wow. Just a savage drop on the scale. Dropping the ball matchbox. Hazmat team. That's cheery. Plenty of character cards. Wow, they're putting these out again. Oof. Let's see, nothing down here in the matchbox that I need. Although this is the way to buy them. Take a look at the see if there's anything in here that I've seen already. There's another Moon Eyes. I can pick that up for my wife so that she won't steal mine. That's an idea. I like that Wyland livery. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, nothing. Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Let's see if, there's a drop in anywhere. Down at $20. You know, I haven't seen one for a while. Doesn't make me want to buy it anymore that it's $20 though. Maybe drop that price some more. And I would. Oof. This is also where Rusty. Everything I need in this place and more, probably. I don't have a pink rusty, but nice. Don't want it. How do you stand those motorcycles up if you take them out of the package? Please comment below. Keep toying with this one, not to make a pun. I keep playing around with it like I think my nephew might want it or something. But lots of Barbie. Let's see if there's any Imaginex that I don't have. Good old that. Alright, well. The same. Nothing I need. Nope. Hey folks, how are you? Welcome back to the Monkeyshine Lab, and of course, I've got something to say. I'm going to talk about the thing that I'm going to show you here just to lead up. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Mechagodzilla is one of those things that just, you know, resonated with me as a kid in the 70s version. And then, you know, they have moved on with the Mechagodzilla in so many ways. In fact, they've even used it in the new American series in a way that I was not completely unimpressed with. That's nerdish I actually kind of liked it. But back in the 80s, we were starting to see afternoon cartoons, some of us, the most nerdy of us who would go home after school and play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. And by the way, I got something cool coming for you, Chris Sheets, to see in a little bit here. I gotta, not this episode, but I'm unearthing it. And if it doesn't occur in the next couple of episodes, kick my ass to bring out what I've got to show you. It'll blow your mind. But anyway, this mind blower, back to my story here. You know, some of us would go home and hang out and play Atari. And, you know, it's stop off under the bridge, and then we'd go home and play Joe's Atari. Yeah, it was the 80s. I actually knew a guy who got E.T. for Christmas. But the point of this is that in Transformers, when they, like the second season, when they bring out Grimlock, I was like kind of pumped for the character, but then he opens his mouth. You know, and as a young adult, meaning a beard up, you know, guy in his 20s trying to hang on to college, it seemed to me like it was too childish. I couldn't deal with it. But I really, you know, I kept watching the show because and you know, eventually the character of Grimlock and some of the other characters that they started to introduce, he does work. It wasn't working before I started rolling the camera. Thank you for coming through in the clutch, Grimlock. I'm speaking well of you right now. Grimlock was a character that was very polarizing, and for me, it's happened from one side of it of just like, no, this couldn't, you know, it was bad enough we had this kid along, but they actually wrote him well enough. And in the second season, they bring in the girl who kicks that kid's ass 9 ways to Sunday. It's fun. But speaking, of course, of the original Transformers stuff, okay? So I'm sorry, we're nerding out towards Transformers today. Grimlock became something that I really liked, and it's one of the characters that, as things started to come out in physical form, when I would kind of see it would, you know, definitely, it drew me in. Though, if you've been watching for a little while, you know my success story with the actual physical Transformers. Okay? But you know, they had the dinos on there, they had the Dinobots on there for a little while. And then they kind of left them by the wayside. And, you know, even when they were doing stuff like Beast Wars and stuff, which is where maybe this would have made any sense. But over the years, as they have done with a lot of the more successful characters, and Grimlock is one of those successful characters, they bring them back in various ways and various series and various artist conceptions even, you know. And so we've got one of those over here, but just to shift topic for a minute and shift over to these. I found this, which is the animated version. I believe it's all on one disc. It's the feature-length animated version of Days of Future Past, which is one of the biggest money-making and most fan-accepted works of the cinema stuff. But this is a great series, by the way, this animated series. Since we're talking about kind of afternoon cartoon kind of stuff, if you see Wolverine and the X-Men discs out there in resale, I would encourage you to pick them up for your kids, pick them up for yourself, because it's actually really well produced. And so I found that. And the other one I found that I really wanted to talk about was It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. One of the original screwball comedy, like over-the-top casts of all time. It starts with Spencer Tracy, and then so many people in this movie. So It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Pick that up from Goodwill. Oddly enough, I have this in digital form because I bought it from Apple like ages ago, so I can download the movie onto my phone anytime. That's how long I've had my Apple account. But this was one of the movies that Out on Tour, this is one of the movies that I downloaded because I would like play it religiously going to sleep sometimes. I knew the movie so well at one point that I didn't really need to see it. I could just listen to it and I could see it in my mind. I went into Radar Toys today, and I apologize for my pauses. Sometimes my brain doesn't work. Kick drums, very loud, about 35 years. A little shocked from it. Anyway, I found this today while I was in there talking to Jonah about a bunch of other stuff, one of which is a topic that I would like to cover coming up. So thank you, Jonah, for entertaining my blather today. Also, I found this from 1990. This is a Deathlok, one of 4. So I need to find the other 3, obviously. But I will have the help of the good people at Radar Toys, 1440 Lancaster Drive Northeast, here in Salem, Oregon, also down in Eugene. Every time I go in there, I find something that is more than worth learning and or buying. So I picked this up. I am a huge Deathlok fan, and on the other show a couple days ago, I showed you that there's a series of Deathlok versus Dr. Doom. I think it's a 4-part series on that one too, and so I'm on the hunt for those issues. But the reason why I talk so much about Radar Toys and I say support your local comic book and nerd shops is that they can provide a critical service for you when you're collecting. Case in point, I have not picked up a comic book from this century. This year was the first time I think I've done it in 22 years, buying something new off the rack, you know what I'm saying? And it had been a while since I had collected, and when I went into Radar and had gotten to know some of the employees, I asked about a pull list. And this is kind of like, talking about the old gas combustion engines on the horseless buggy. It's not what they call it anymore, but so long and short, they gave me a box under their counter. They have a bunch of file, they're probably this much file space for each box. They gave me a number, and when I found something that I liked, it was actually, of course, a difficult thing to kind of track, because it started as its own thing, this Thor Hulk thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I apologize, because I don't have the comic book right here in front of me. But there's this new series with Thor where he's facing off against the Hulk, and you're like, yeah, a million times seen it. Well, but Hulk is a spaceship driven by Bruce Banner, fueled by another part of the Hulk who's having constant combat and rage to fuel the heart of this spaceship Hulk. Tell me that doesn't sound wild and like you need a drink. But it, of course, started as one issue, and then they do that infuriating thing that they did when I was a kid, because they're trying to get you into each series. By the way, no need to do that, Marvel. Just hook me up. The thing jumps back and forth between two series, and I didn't want to do that. And so Jonah said, well, which are the issues? I said, they listed in the back of this one. And he says, well, just send me a picture of the list. And I did. And when I went in there today, which is it's a Tuesday, so Tuesdays are, generally when comic books are delivered every month. A lot of the time, or at least they used to be. I guess it happened. The next issue of this epic fight between Thor. Oh, and Thor has gotten Mjolnir back together. His hammer, he's gotten it back together but the problem is that Odin is now inside it. Odin got killed, and his whole essence is now in Mjolnir. So Thor is having arguments with his hammer, and Bruce Banner is driving the Hulk like a spaceship. It's insane. And here's the next one. So thank you very much, Jonah, because, here you go. I'm a fan. I like this stuff, but I'm doing a lot of different topics. And then there's, like I said before, the whole thing, kick drums, very loud. I tend to jump around like a lot of nerds do. And so the critical service that they are providing is that they have this box set aside, and they've got their computer ordering system set aside to nab this for me and set it aside, and then I dutifully come in and I purchase it. No money exchanges hands until the issue has hit the door. And but I don't have to think about it. I don't need to think about when it's coming out. I can just show up on a Tuesday and say, hey, is there anything in my box for me to pick up? It seems antiquated. You can say too, why don't you just get a subscription? Well, because I don't want both books, everything that's going on. I just want the books that ride this particular story thread that I'm reading. I don't want the rest of what's going on in the Hulk right now, or the rest of what's going on in Thor. I'm just interested in this little side story that they've grown off of it, right? But I don't have to think about it. It just shows up. And or I talk about a book that I really, really, really want to read, and then I walk in and there it is for me. The brand new Fantastic Four, made up of Spider-Man, the Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that sink in for a minute. And again, they're not charging me for this. They're simply getting my dedication as a customer. They are getting a little bit better projection of how much they need to order of a given book versus others. And in a business where pages equal pennies, I'm sure, you know, it really helps them out. And this is the thing. We got to keep the whole ecosystem going. I love Radar Toys because they are very friendly and they're very accommodating and they're very knowledgeable. The staff as a whole, by the way, is knowledgeable. Each person that works there, excuse me, sort of has their specialty. So, you know, certain people can be much more guiding about certain types of books, whether they're independent or some, you know, like Jonah follows just about everything Batman right now. So if you want to know about anything happening in Batman, Jonah can tell you about the books that he still has yet to pick up. There's a lot of Batman out there. Anyway, enough of my gabbing here. I did want to throw those books up and talk about this, because this is where a tremendous amount of the nerd world comes from, people. And I know that you like the old stories. I know that you like the movies as opposed to having to keep up on something, say. But these are artists. They're living, breathing artists, and they're making this stuff now. This is where it comes from. And this is the most pure form of telepathy there is, because you can actually see into an artist's mind with the words and images which are on these pages. So, you know, and if you've got a kid out there that's, you know, hard to get them to read stuff, find out what they like to read. Our own son, we kicked around until we found out it was technical information, that his mind was just absorbed everything from a Doctor Who encyclopedia and carried the book around until the damn spine fell off of it. I still have it in the hallway here. But encourage reading. Now, let's talk about some toys. Come here. Come here. Don't give me any. Why, I oughta. Okay. Crush the nerd stuff on the floor, but some better lighting going on in here. All right, folks, can I be on the show too? Please get out of the way. Okay. Okay, so back to Grimlock for a second here. Like I said, that they bring him back because he's a very popular character. And so I wanted to talk about this figure. I also wanted to talk about Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures, okay? Because it's an excellent show. It's super well produced. The dialogue is, you know, it's a kid's show, but it's fun for parents. And I'm addicted to it. They do have it on Netflix, and I think the second season is up now, which I haven't had any time to check out, but that's another story. Let's get right into this box. How do I do it? Oh, it's the old school way. A big long flappy bit. On the back of the box, they show you that it's 28. Okay, Andre, this is for you, man. It's 28 steps to get them to the fire-breathing stage of Chomp Jaw. But this is Grimlock from the Cyberverse Adventures. Voiced very similarly, but again, it's something that grows on you. If you haven't gotten with Grimlock and the rest of the Dinobots, if it still grates on your nerves or whatever, I'm super sorry, but for most of us, we just love Grimlock, you know. And the other ones in the wave, holy cow, there were a lot of these in the wave. But, you know, the usual suspects. Let's see if I can do this. Optimus. Artemis. Posthumous. Herbalist. Nihilist. Zimbalist Jr. Karen. I'm kidding. I can't read the names off of that because my eyes aren't working right now. But if you want, you know, pause your video and take a look at it. But this is the scary bit right here, and I need to tell you that I'm doing this for Andre. Okay, this whole episode is for you, dude. All right, let's take him out of the box. Lots and lots of cardboard and a little bit of a plastic shield. Well, you know, we're losing all this stuff. They're going to be packing these things in paper and without a window, so you're not going to be able to see what you're getting. I think a lot more people are going to have to be out of the boxers. That or they're going to sell two a piece, one to keep and one to open up and put on my shelf. I like to put them on my shelf, so let's do that. Tray shot. Got a really cool fireball blast here. And this is part of an arm. Oh, yeah, there's a Build-A-Figure. So, and this is actually part of the old Grimmy. But, oh, it's the crown. Oh, that's pretty boss. Let's see. Are there any ties? Any see you laters? It looks like there are, but they're not. Okay. There are little armatures on the back here, so this is for Rob. Okay. Grimlock sort of back into stance here out of the box. And take my old glasses off so I can see what I'm looking at here, kids. I do really like how they portray Grimlock when he's in his robot form on the show. He's got a very intimidating face, which they have managed to capture really, really well here. And I love that the gun pods are super hyper exposed. You're not seeing stuff with exposed weaponry and things of this nature for kids past a certain age or whatever a lot of the time now, because they're sort of sterilizing some of those elements out of certain certain shows. But this one, they're still fully armed up, and of course they've got fist spikes, which are quite intimidating. Grimlock is quite a bit larger than some of the others on the show, and this shows that well. He's got some really nice shoulder plates and etc., which hides the face shield. The actual dinosaur face is really well kind of hidden into this design. I will fold this thing. Am I really gonna try to do that? Ah, boy, I don't know where's the instructions. Did I get an instruction sheet with this thing? Come on, man. You can't just leave me hang up. There it is. You can't just... Oh, there it is. 28 steps of hell. Okay, first thing, Andre, this is printed and really hard to see for me. This color combination and stuff, I don't know why my eyes are not grooving to this, but on the cover here you can see that yes, he has his crown, which I told you about. King Grimlock, he's good, man. King Grimmy. And okay, let's all take a look together at what Cameron's gonna fail at today. And again, this is all for Andre, who needs something to watch. And this is besides riding my bicycle off the roof, this was like the best thing I could think of to kind of goof. So, and by the way, do not ever ride your bike off the roof. Little pro tip. Okie dokie, here we go. Okay. So it says to either take his crown on, put his crown on, or take it off. Doesn't matter apparently. So I'm gonna leave it off. Step number 2, I think, is where we actually start with the transformation. Okay. Now we begin the transformation. The first thing to do is to 180 his legs at the waist. Does it? It's gonna turn, right? It's supposed to go around. Doesn't seem like it's gonna. Oh, okay, so. Okay. This is the most pathetic part of this. I hope you're enjoying this, folks. Okay, so this is. I'm gonna try to do this seriously. Let's see. Okay, so I got to 180 his legs all the way around. And to do that, I had to get like, this thing was like in the way too. This Lego piece thing. So I pry that up. So his legs are around, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need this instruction to be a little closer to my face. 180 legs, and then bring the back piece up. And does this? It says it bends. Wait a minute. Okay. I think, okay, this sort of looks right. Let's flip that up, and then wait a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this around so those feet are open, and then this flips. So this flips like this. And then this comes up like this. So does this turn around? Does he's got, oh shit. I just broke his jaw. I seriously, you know, there is a part of me that seriously wishes that they could do this better. Especially okay, so, well, we do know that he is fully able to turn at the waist. And he's got this really neat, like, headpiece, back piece thing that sort of flattens out into wings. Like I said, the head hides really well for wanting to just keep him as a character with his crown on, because he's well, there's you can put a crown on him, and this is like sort of a fire stick that it does. I'm thinking it goes in there, like, okay. Anyway, that's the Grimlock, everybody. I really like him, and like I said, I was gonna keep him as a robot anyway. But I really was gonna try to get this thing transformed. But seriously, who prints instructions in these colors? What even is that? What's going on there? Do you know? Does that make sense to you? Huh? Because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go have a good night. I'm gonna go watch a movie with my wife. Seriously. Just to give you an idea of how big this figure is, it's a very nice size. It's going to look good next to my other Transformer figures, which don't transform. I mean, I haven't transformed most of them. But you know, I like that. I like the whole robot aspect. You know, I know I talked a lot about the dinosaur thing. I'll get him transformed one day. Yeah. I'm not giving up. Yet. Alright, folks. That's it. Thank you very much for coming out here to see me fail again at toy hunting today. At everything. You see, not everything goes on like a well-oiled machine around here. Sometimes we get a little weird. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow.